had an opportunity tonight to take a listen to the Skip Bayless podcast. I listened to it because he was talking about Caleb Williams, off-season content, all that stuff. They were speaking on Caleb Williams utilizing the George Gerving Iceman nickname. I feel like you got to respect George Gerving as the player that he was. He deserved the nickname Iceman. We're not going to disrespect him. But I also think there's a lot of disrespect coming Caleb Williams' way from the older generation, and I'm not going to stand for that either. I just want y'all to hear in entirety kind of what I listened to, the part that I listened to that I was like, okay, Rashad McCants is interested speaking on this. I see your point, but I feel like you're missing the Chicago angle on it.
I'm going to make the case that Caleb and his team might not have even been aware that there was a George Gervin who was called the Iceman. Caleb has always been very respectful of his elders in pro football. So at least if he had known, he could have called George and said, hey, we're thinking about borrowing your nickname. And George is I know him. I've been around him. He would have said, fine, I'm honored, but you got to ask him first before you try to just trademark it out from under him. Yeah. I love Caleb Williams, and I've been a fan of it, and I supported him being the first overall pick. But man, originality is the key point here that you made. You got to come up with something new, and usually you can't come up with it. Somebody else has to do it for you, right? Yes. It has to happen just naturally. The origin of the Iceman name was when George Gervin played for the Virginia Squires back in the old ABA days. He had a teammate who started calling him Iceberg Slim. Do you know Iceberg Slim?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. George didn't like the connotation of it. Yeah. And so he said, okay, I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I don't want to be Iceberg Slim. I'll just be Iceman. I'll be the Iceman, and it stuck. Okay, so that was original. It just took off. And it's because George was so cool under fire, never changed expressions. Okay, well, so is Caleb, but come up with something new, man.
When you're good, a nickname is earned, not self-proclaimed. Caleb Williams didn't call himself the Iceman. Bears fans did that. Caleb Williams didn't go out there and name himself, I'm Caleb Iceman Williams. That's a lame. Bears fans did that. By the way, keeping with the Marvel theme that the rest of the team has. Again, you wouldn't know this because you don't pay attention enough to Chicago sports. The entire offensive line, the entire offense itself was named after Marvel characters. Caleb Williams' nickname when he came in was Superman. But the city gave him that name. When we're talking about a player that doesn't understand the culture, doesn't understand being a part of the culture, the city gave him that nickname because of the levels of play that he was able to get to.